I really don't know how I'm going to feel about this one, but it is the first of its kind. It's a new, fresh colorway. I mean, we've seen some crazy colorways from Yeezy brand, but an all red 350? We haven't seen that yet. So let me pull them out and let me show you what we're working with today. We are taking a look at the brand new Yeezy 350 Compact Slate Red. So we got the chopped in half box that's, yeah, just a lot more slender, a lot more compact than a regular 350 box. You got 350 on the top, knit instead of boost on the side. Gotta say, as a fresh new colorway, this one's pretty exciting. Today's pair of sneakers, guys, the Yeezy 350 V2 Compact Slate Red. So anybody new to the compact model, this is the first time it's going to be releasing worldwide, so I assume a decent amount of you, it's going to be your first time you ever get your hands on this. Now, they released yesterday, that was February the 17th. They retail for, unfortunately, £200 here in the UK or $230 out in the US. This, unfortunately, is the new Yeezy 350 retail price. I actually took an L on the Adidas app. I think these were kind of limited. Very interested to know how you guys did on release day. This is a pair that I got from StockX, so yeah, no retail hit for me, which is unfortunate. Either way, let's get into everything you need to know about this model and this red colorway. So, as the name suggests, compact, meaning it's just a smaller silhouette in general. Like if you compare it to a 350 V2, which I think was already a very slender silhouette in and of itself, well, this one is slightly thinner and more compact. I don't know if it was a necessary change to the model, but we got it. And I believe a lot of the inspiration for this upper came from the Yeezy 450. It's got a very similar sock liner. It's got a very similar lacing system, apart from the infinity loop that is now on this pair of sneakers. Overall, just the compact size of it, even the box that it comes in, the way that it's all squished up in the box as well, is all a lot of inspiration from that very small silhouette, the 450. So on one hand, there's definitely something to like about a more slender silhouette, but on the other hand, it does kind of look and feel like a sock. It's just a very small profile when you're wearing it. Speaking of socks, that is exactly how these things feel on feet. It is incredible how comfortable they made these things. I mean, the upper knit on this thing is engineered to perfection. I mean, it's incredibly stretchy, pretty much everywhere you put your foot. And even with this slender, compact profile, your foot just slides right in. And of course, when you couple that with the Boost midsole, it's just an incredible recipe for ultimate comfort. Now, even though this knit upper is very stretchy, I would still say go a half size up to be on the safe side. What they've done with this knit is added an incredible amount of padding right underneath these laces. It almost feels like a little mini pillow that you have in there, so it can feel quite tight on the foot. A half size up should be perfect. Now, can we talk about this colorway for a second? Because I feel like for the past few years, one of the most requested colorways, at least that I've seen from people from Yeezy brand, is to make an all red Yeezy 350, or even just an all red Yeezy in general. And then finally last year in October, we got the Yeezy Foam Runner Vermilion, dubbed the Red October Foam Runner. And obviously that name, Red October, playing off of the iconic Nike and Yeezy one. But again, this is the first red colorway that Yeezy did on a pair of sneakers, so it does seem like this colorway does hold a lot of weight when it comes to slapping it on a pair of Yeezys. So this one comes along, and yes, it is definitely red. However, there's a few things that I don't particularly like about the decision of this colorway, but again, we're going to compare it to this one because anybody who has the Vermilion foam runners, it'd be a nice opportunity to kind of compare it, and you can tell me what you think. This red is not exactly the red that you would find on a pair, I guess, of Nikes or anything like that. It's not the standard red you would find. There is something a little bit deeper and brighter about this color, and I gotta say, the red that you find on here is pretty much identical. Even though it may not look like it on camera, because this one does have an interesting mix of a different color, which we'll get into, the red that you find on here, you really cannot tell a difference when you strictly just compare the two reds that you find on these shoes. So this is what you can expect in terms of colorways on this compact 350. Now, like I said, they weaved in a very interesting secondary color on this pair of shoes, and when I saw the leaks and the rumors, I thought it was brown. However, getting it in hand, it's quite clearly a green color. Like, it's definitely that kind of musty, more khaki army green, but coupled with this red, I think is a very interesting combination. I can't say I particularly like the green that they chose, but again, it's not a deal breaker. It's only a very slight accent color, and from afar, it does just kind of look like a shadowy red color. Having another all over red pair of sneakers, it kind of reminds me of back in the day, that trend where everybody would wear all over red sneakers. Doesn't even matter what pair of sneakers it was, they were just solid red and their outfits would be completely different. Now, the upper is definitely different to a regular 350, so I wouldn't expect anything like what you felt in the past. This one is a lot more complex, not just in its stretchiness, but also in texture. This is not just a very intricate looking knit material, like it has a bunch of ridges and bumps to it, and it's very, very interesting when you look at it. There's a lot of different moving patterns in it, and that's something that I really like about this silhouette. Now, like I said, the padding underneath these laces, kind of on the top of your foot, feels very, very serious. It is thick, it is nice and soft, and it does feel comfortable on foot. So like I said, infinity lacing system for this one. We don't get an extra pair in the box, so if you wanted to swap them out, you're gonna have to go and buy a different pair. So we're kind of paying more and getting less. I gotta say, when I opened the box, I was a little bit thrown off by this colorway. I was like, oh god, they added green to this one. But when I put it on with an all black outfit, I gotta say, I warmed up to this colorway a lot. The red goes super nicely on this silhouette. It's just a nice color in general. This Yeezy red, if you do end up going for this pair of sneakers, is just something that I thought looked pretty cool. And you know what, I'm happy. It's a nice fresh little change up from some of the other colorways that we've been getting. But either way, let me know what you think of these. Let me know what you think of this red color, and let me know if you managed to get a pair. But that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for coming through, hanging out for yet again another video. Thank you for liking, commenting, and of course subscribing. I'll catch you guys in the next one. But until then,